wrong with the feed? Hey, can you guys see me though? That shit's tripping.
Yeah, but my screen's frozen though.
Oh no, mine's is too.
Well, we can hear you.
All right, let's just.
It kind of slurs in and
Huh?
out.
Would you want to do it on FaceTime?
Oh.
Because this thing keeps loading too. Like see, it just crashed.
Yeah, FaceTime. Yeah, you can FaceTime me.
We can hear you.
Whatever's easier, don't matter. I'll use my laptop. So I can be in my phone. Oh, except just turn off the camera. All right, we're on.
Oops.
Turn off on the
Hopefully it stays. Hey Ray.
Yep.
Hey, can you hit Ray? His number's You got it? 253.
Hello? Yeah. I should. It's an iPhone. Hold on real quick. Hello? Yeah. No, I do, but you called me straight though. I should. It's an iPhone. Hold on real quick. What? Yeah.
Ray, you still on right here?
I can hear y'all.
Oh, okay, cool. We'll just go at that because
Okay.
yeah, because we're having an issue calling you.
Yeah, my phone's. Nah, I'm good on this side.
All right, I guess we can sleep. Hey, don't climb up there.
Elon, get down.
Nah, it's not. All right, so Mick and them they're gonna be headed on their way after the little visit. But first and foremost, man, we got to give credit where credit is due to the Most High. You know, every opportunity we get to come together, it's a blessing, no matter what. You know, and I really believe that this is a blessing in disguise. We needed this, like for us as a whole. And that's why we're here today. And that's why, it's important. Like I was at first, I thought of just meeting separately, you know what I mean? But then I thought to myself, well, there's more than one person that feels a certain way. So we need to meet as a group. And then it was also agreed, like I talked to Kim this morning, and it was just that time. There's a lot of things that are going on in our lives on a regular basis that we don't, tend to shine light on personally, because we're just going through the motions. Like, man, it's all day, every day. It's the grind. And so some of us get lost in it, feelings wise, personal, whatever, business. And we just need to address all of that. Like my goal was for us to come together. And at the end of the day, when we leave out of these doors, we leave feeling like our relationship is intact all the way through. All the way through. We can't leave these doors with feelings of, I'm still salty. You know what I mean? Or looking back and whatever happened, we're going to address everything that happened. You know what I mean? We're going to bring all these things up. We're going to bring up the text. I really want no stone to be unturned. And for the simple fact that is because if we don't turn every stone over, then we leave something open to, fester, and then our minds are just playing tricks on us. And at the end of the day, we get caught in these emotions. Sometimes we rant, we rage, we're human. At the end of the day, it comes together. Like, this is where it's at. Family is important to me, and I'm willing to fight for it, just like you guys. You guys wouldn't come here if it wasn't that important to you. You guys are my brothers. I consider you guys my sisters. Everybody that's on here today. I mean, we've come a long way, and to just throw it all away, I refuse to do that. I'm not one of those people that just like look the other way and just they're fine with, how they end relationships. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that's really going to fight for what I believe in and what I have hard for, like that. Like, man, each and every one of you, you're consciously on my mind each and every day. I pray for you guys on a consistent basis. That's no lie. It ain't. Because what are we fighting for? We're fighting for so much. We're fighting for so much, and there's so much on the line for all of us and future generations to come. So with that being said, here goes the thing. I want to open up the floor. First and foremost, I'm a good listener. I want to hear first because I've heard already, but I want to hear it personally, out the mouth, and then I can speak my piece, and then we can figure out where do we go from here? Because that is the objective of tonight. I know we're all busy and we've been working hard, and our most valuable asset is time. So right here, this is meaningful to me, and I don't take it lightly. And I hope that you guys feel the same way and that we're all on the same page once this is over and done with. So with that being said, I open up the floor for whoever wants to start this off, because I know what it comes from. It was from Work Hard Wednesday. And like I said, I'm going to go through it. I'm going to break it down, like everything. And I'm going to show you guys real deal, like what we've been doing. And, whatever was said, I'm going to clean it all up. Like, that's the intention. So right now, I mean, I know, Ray, you kind of been out of the loop, but we're going to bring you up to speed, man. And like I said, whoever, feel free to take the mic or and address whatever you need to get off your chest, and then we go from there.
Me personally, I personally felt like you've been mad at me for some reason, possibly because I had to go back to work. And then some of the things that were said in the meeting, it was like, one thing that stuck out to me personally was like, in a way, it was like you were saying like I just quit, like just gave it up. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to do it no more. Like it was time for me to turn my MacBook. But in reality, it's not even like that. You already know I'm always here. My spare time now that I have to work, I had to go back to work because I needed right now money to pay my bills. And so that's why I made the decision to go back to work. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't able to get the money working right here that I'm able to get right now. So that's the main reason I went to work, is because I had to get this right now bill money to take care of, my bills, take care of my wife, my son. You know what I mean? And I took it because some of the stuff you said, I felt like how I felt like basically like you said, I took it like you thinking like I haven't done nothing, like I haven't been here for the company. But in reality, I have. I have. I've been here, man. I've been here when nobody was here, I've been here. You know, you need something done, I'm here. I've always been the one. I feel like I've always been the one that's willing to go out and, you know, help the company progress. I feel like I've been the one that's always wanted to do that. And there's times where I feel like you don't want me to go out, like, oh, it's not a, nah, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I took it the wrong way or if that's how you meant it to come, like how you meant it to come out, but that's how I took it. Like, basically, you're telling me, like, okay, you're done. You know what I mean? That's it. Peace up. You're done. But in my defense, man, I've been here. I've been here through thick and thin. Even when I was working last year, I quit. I was right back in the mix and everything. I've been here. I've been here for this company, and so it's hard for me to give up. You know what I mean? Give all this up. I don't want to give it all up. I didn't plan on giving it up. But one thing with me, man, is like right now, my decision. We started this as 7 brothers, and I've always wanted it to be the 7 of us through the whole thing. And my decision, if it's not going to be the 7 of us, I don't want to be a part of it, because we started this as 7 of us. We plan to go all the way through with this whole thing, and if it's not going to be the 7 of us, I don't want to be a part of it, because I really want it to be the 7 of us. You know what I mean? 7 brothers who started this thing, and that's just where I'm at right now. If the 7 of us aren't going to be with it, then I don't want to be with it. I can't, because I wanted all of us to follow through with this whole thing. So that's where I actually stand right now. Like, honestly, if all of us ain't going to be here for the whole thing, I don't want to be a part of it.
Did you have anything, Captain? Okay, so I'm gonna answer you know, everything that was just brought up. So first and foremost, like, you know me, right? I've never said anything to anybody about not going after a job. If anything, I'm telling you to go get a job, because we're not in a financial state with the flexibility of capital to pay someone on a consistent basis. Have I not? Like, real deal. I have never told anybody to say, hey, man, just focus on here. No, I said, man, the first rule of any entrepreneurship journey is to keep your day job. You know why? It's because you need something to fund the operations, right? And if we're 7 of us, how could I expect someone to just not go out there and get money? And I've told you this on multiple occasions. I tell you to go get it if it's there. Now, what we're doing right now, when, like, how you feel, you said, man, I feel like it was directed towards me. And this is going to come up for again and again tonight. Nothing is ever directed towards one person. If we're in unity, if this is a whole group, this is for all of us, including myself. These are things that we have to check. These are things that I have said before in the past. There is nothing new that I haven't said. And if you guys, like, real deal, we have had 3 years worth of hangouts where I'm getting on somebody's case about what we're doing and what we're not doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. The lack thereof in what we're trying to do, grow as far as personal lives, grow as far as business, I have not held my tongue back, and I will not. You know why? Because that does you an injustice. That does you an injustice. That does us, Mick, Gellick, Ray, all injustice. When I talk about taking back company assets, let's include everybody in this picture, right? If we're a part of a corporation, let's just say that, Liz, you can vouch for this too. You're in a position of where you're looking at employees and their production. If they're not producing, then you're saying, okay, well, I need to either pivot, make a change, or give him a chance. And if he's not willing to make the change, then we have to change our direction. And the reason why I say, let me finish real quick, right? Like, what I'm looking at is, like, no matter how much work we've done, like, for the company, we also have to look at the things that we're not doing. And what I mean by that is, like, we expect a certain level, like, to be at a certain level, but yet we're not willing to put in the time to get to that level. It's like when we're taking days off every week, who like, at any job that we've worked at, like, real deal, how we can't call in every week. We can't. And then the reasons why I say it's not a good time to go out is because, once again, we're trying to manage our capital in the right way as far as when we do contractual work. If the weather is not permitting, how can I send you out there and we know what's going to happen? So that because we can't send you out because the weather is not permitting, then that is the reason why I can't do it. I can't. It's not a smart move as far as from a business perspective. We added on this new expense to the budget for a simple reason that we challenged ourselves. Hey, we got to do this in order to reap the benefits, right? We said, man, we got to make 5 to 10K every month based on if we're going to add in an additional expense. Here goes the thing that was also brought up in our sales meeting. If I said, okay, you put this together, you said, man, let's start at 4 hours contractual labor. We'll do this 4 hours per week, or 4 hours a day per week. And then we'll have to double. So it came out to 1,600 because you and Mick were going to be on the payroll right there for that. Now we had to double it up, right? And that was the only way that it makes sense. But when we're not for, like pushing the issue to do more, then it's like, well, what was the whole reason of putting together a budget expense to add on contractual labor if we're just going to do the minimum? What I mean by the minimum is anybody could just go out and drop off a case or two. Like we all could do that. That's not the hard part. The hard part is, okay, staying on top of our data. Not only that, but staying on top of these retailers. Not only that, but be willing to going out to sampling events and do more. Like when we talk about entrepreneurship, we have to understand that we started this 3 years ago. We're in a position now where we're actually paying ourselves, not myself included, but we're paying our people that are going out there and busting their ass for us. But from the entrepreneur standpoint, we also have to put in perspective, when we say work 4 hours, we're saying, no, we going 8 hours. And maybe that's just me, but that's just how I see it. Like if this was never about the money to begin with, but because we added the money in now, not only yourself, but Mick included, you're looking at like, well, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not going to go out there. Or I'm not getting paid, I'm not going to do no research. Or I'm not getting paid, well, I'm not going to log in my sales data. Like, when's the last time you logged in sales data? Like, real deal. Yeah, see, and those are the things that we're looking at from a business standpoint. And then, Liz had brought something up, separating personal and business. And that's the hard part as far as us, because we're a family. And you think about every other business. We'll use S as example. Who did he fire first? His own family, right? Because they were just looking at it like, whatever. But it's because we just take it for granted, and we overlook a lot of things that we should be looking at because we learned it. And that's where the drop off comes in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no doubt. Nigga, if I need somebody, who the fuck I'm gonna go to first? You the one that's been with me from the whole thing, like riding it. Okay, yeah, you had breaks and you took some time off, but for the most part, if I needed anybody, you would be the first one. That's why who was the first one to get put on? You were. You know why? Because you proved it to me. But like we get to this point in time where we're saying, damn, anybody that wants to grow exponentially, they're going to be looking at it like this. Like, fuck, what is wrong? How come we keep on running these same brick walls? How come we run into these same problems? How come we're not growing the way that we know we can grow? And it's because we're not doing enough. We're not. We're doing the bare minimum, and we're expecting so much more in return, and it doesn't work that way. It's saying, man, we got to do more than the bare minimum so that we can get the return that we desire, that we're looking for. And that's why the pressure has to be put on. Like, I can't, like, if I'm talking, right, and no one else talks back, how can the pressure be put on? Like, the line of communication is only one way. Nobody else is coming back to me and saying what's on their minds, what's on their heart. How do we function as a group, as a team, if nobody is talking except me? I'm like talking to myself.
I like, not to cut you off, but like I agree with you in that aspect, that I think that a lot of this miscommunication, or maybe this lack of knowing what's expected of them, is because maybe they don't know what you want from them. Like, of course, you ask them to go out there and do that and you hope for much more. But if you don't verbalize that to them, then maybe they are gonna just do what you told them to do, not knowing that, you know, you're really hoping, secretly hoping for the extra mile. Like, I think, like, you know, us, or as a leader, like, you can hope for the best out of your people, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about, like, the communication that you give them. Like, do you tell them? Do you show them how to do it? You know, like, I think that you have to do a better job of letting them know what your expectations are. And then they also, that's where I agree with you, they need to speak up and tell you, like, what's on their mind. Or if they don't agree with you, you know, I will admit, you're a good talker, but like, you know how to talk the talk. And it can be intimidating for people who aren't used to that type of exposure and used to that type of environment. And so all they know, like, I'm not trying to put you guys down by no means, but all they know how to do is just nod their head, because they really, you're telling them, like, you just, you know, like, you're just talking at them, that they don't know what questions to ask. Sometimes, and I have to do that for my own employees. I know the talk, and I don't even realize that I'm way up here right now and they're right down here. Like, I need to humble myself real fast. I need to show them, you know, like, I can't just expect them to know what I want if I don't talk to them about it. But I do agree that you guys have to speak up, and then tell him if you know, if you don't know what he's talking about, you know, tell him if there's something that you don't understand, or there's a disconnect, then speak out that there's a disconnect. So I just had to add that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for the most part, like I said, man, we've done so many hangouts in the past 3 years, and our message remains the same. Like, the systems, the processes that we've put together. Like, I'm not going to tell these guys something that they don't know already. I'm not going to tell them, hey, do something if I haven't shown them how to do it correctly. Like, they know. Like, we've literally trained ourselves how to win accounts. That was the hardest part, because, okay, we get the product, but how are we going to sell the product? How are we going to get to it? And we literally trained ourselves. Everybody in our group has won an account or two. Now, that says a lot. Now it's the next steps. For those of us who are out in the field, we know what is expected of us. I talk so freely about it in Hangouts of, man, we need to go above and beyond, because of the fact that, why have we gone above and beyond for everybody else, but yet we're not even thinking in that capacity for ourselves? Like, real deal, we really don't even be thinking about it, but subconsciously we're going hard for so many products and services that we've been supporting our whole lives. Yeah, we may not be shouting it out, or, you know, throwing it out there like that, but we're going to the stores and we're supporting them. You know what I mean? We're going to these places that provide a service and we're supporting them. And those are the things that we have to realize and recognize, like, damn, we can go just as hard for ourselves. And for the disconnect, that it leaves me in a place where I just don't know what more can I say, because I've shown, like, I feel that, and you have to be the perfect witness. So I can't, like, say nothing else. Like, I've shown everything that I can for us to be successful, to do things the right way, what we're looking for as a company, like what kind of level of what kind of level we're trying to be at, or so, as far as what we offer in our, you know, as far as a beverage entrepreneur company, to these retailers, and not only that, direct to consumers, and not only that, events. And like I said, man, like, I just don't know, like, how could you miss it? You know, because we talk about it so often, like, in this journey, like, our Hangouts, right? Our Hangouts are not just about oosh juice, like, real deal. It's not about oosh juice. This is about personal life, business life. This is about coming together. This is our therapy sessions right here. Like, real deal. This is what it used to be, and now it's gotten to a point where it's just not there no more. And I'm trying to figure out, why? Where's the disconnect? Like, what happened? Like, because it's not just any one person. This is a whole group. It's like, damn, we're just not making time. And that throws me into, you know, a state of confusion where I'm saying, what, I thought we loved this. You know what I mean? Not to say that we don't, but our actions are saying something else when we can't make the time for something that, as far as brotherhood, you know, brotherhood, everything that we talk about on these Hangouts has always been about progression. How can we get better at life? how can we do things? How can we make the necessary changes and adjustments? And if you guys have seen our journey, what has happened? What has transpired in this journey? We started 2 businesses. We're working on our 3rd business. You can't, you just don't wake up doing these things. This thing happened over time, and that's a blessing right there. Like, it was because of this, the camaraderie, the coming together, the talking, the communication, the venting. Everybody has built up such a trust within each other that we became vocal. We allowed ourselves, our voices to be heard amongst each other. And that gave us the confidence, you know what I mean, to do what we're doing right now. And that's how we look at it. But, as far as the communication, once again, Liz said it, if there's something that I'm not saying, it has to be addressed. Because if it's not, then I'm just assuming you heard it. You know what I mean? Especially because it's on repeat. And it'll continue to be on repeat, like, because you need that motivation, you need that inspiration to be able to stick this thing out, because the journey is so long and it's so hard.
I don't mean to keep letting it.
Oh, no,
honestly,
no problem.
But for me, repetition just gets boring
Mhm.
after a while. Honestly, repetition just becomes boredom, becomes routine, and you need to shake things up to keep people's interest, to pique their interest in their engagement. And I honestly think that maybe after 3 years of doing the same thing, I really think that maybe the Hangouts had just lost its effectiveness, and maybe the quality of the conversation. Whether I know you guys like to talk, I can hear in the background sometimes you guys laughing and you closing with a prayer, and it's awesome, great. But I just think after 3 years of doing that, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I think it just loses its flavor after a while. And after 3 years, this is the first time we're all here together. And after 3 years, this is the first time you guys have really had to sit down together. That I just think why has it even needed to take that long? We talk about just for example the family reunion or the team reunion. I love the team reunion. It's fun. It's an amazing event. It really truly has gotten better and better. Last year was seriously my favorite year. And but one event a year, and we're supposed to remain and feel that bond because we met once a year. If we're growing, if this company is growing, but that should also be our relationships are growing, our bond is growing, but it's just not effective in my opinion. And same with the Hangouts. I think that's why you've lost that kind of that feeling of where people are connecting, because I honestly just think after this much time, it just lost its effectiveness.
And that's something that's
Hey, bud.
yeah.
Do you mind taking it off a Hangout? Is that something online that everybody can view? I just feel like maybe this should be a closed session just for us,
Yeah, I had it on because Ray. I mean, you want to just call him up? Yeah, I could turn it off though.
Things discussed should probably be kept behind closed doors, and maybe a better idea and a better platform for us to speak on.
For sure. Hey, I'm gonna end this, Zeus. In Jesus' name.